Well, Alex, congratulations on being voted the County Championship Player of the Year by the cricket media. Over 1,300 runs, 5 centuries, averaging over 70. How was it that it all came together for you in such an impressive way?
Yeah, I think obviously I was delighted in the end with my season. I think at the start of the year, I think I probably had a little bit of um, probably I don't know if it was doubt or a bit of jet lag almost from being left out of the England team in October. So I think I sort of had to realign probably my focus and actually look at why I play obviously cricket. And I think I had two burning things in the back of my mind. The obvious thing is I want to get back into the test team, and the other thing is I have two young boys who at some point I would like them to be in a position to watch me play professionally and remember it. So yeah, I think certainly after that first month, I think I got 40 every innings and out pretty much. And then that sort of middle chunk of the season, I think, I really um, probably just took myself to one side and focused a little bit more, And like I say, I think it's probably the best run of form I've ever had in my career to date. Maybe because I'm 30 now, that experience has pushed me into another bracket. But yeah, I mean, obviously delighted.
Did you have any external help with getting yourself into that place? I guess particularly after the disappointment of the England decision, or did that all come from you within?
Yeah, I didn't have any external help, particularly obviously in regards to the deselection, which I think obviously is natural. I think I was gutted about, but I think ultimately, even when I reflect on that position, I think I feel that I still have some time if I keep my head down, work hard in international cricket, and ultimately I feel that I can be probably a good quality international opener. But if you're being honest in my reflection, I didn't nail it, and I did very mediocre. So you shouldn't be wanting to goodwill almost, or you don't want to put yourself into 50-50 decisions. So I think for me, it was more just, myself obviously spoke quite openly, probably how I felt with people around me. And I think the biggest thing for me is acknowledging that, you are usually always accountable for what you've done. And like I say, if you're looking out for a 50-50 call, I don't think that's a place you should be. So I think in regards to that, I think, like I say, I just had that probably motivation. I think probably in my career too, and probably in life, you have setbacks, and everybody has periods of time where they're not as smooth as they should be. And I think it's probably a bigger test of character of how you perform when something doesn't go your way, rather than riding a wave that's only onward and upward.
How did the Durham ethos, or how did you find the Durham ethos under Ryan Campbell? Because he said he wanted entertaining and attacking cricket, and almost in the Brendan McCullum style, which you had experienced with England. And at that time you didn't get the runs you wanted. Now you have, and you got your strike rate was up above 70 as well for the season.
Yeah, I think the obvious thing for me as a player is, I think when I first came onto the scene, I was probably quite aggressive batter when I was younger, and probably quite fluid. I think slight disadvantage, obviously, playing under Baz and Ben is probably we'd been in a style of English cricket for over the last probably 4 to 5 years that was all about selecting guys who would occupy lots of time at the crease, and strike rate was irrelevant, and it was about getting your hundreds, and if you did it at strike rate of 30, it didn't matter. And I think also probably in line with maybe the ball changes too. I mean, I feel like as a batter over the last few years, a significant changes to the ball also. But that previous period of time that I talking about, I think was quite challenging also to play in an attacking manner. So I think I certainly adapted my game, to be a less risk-taking batter, 100%, because I think it was seeming all over the shop. And then I think obviously when I came into McCullum and Stokes here, I think I'd obviously, even though in a previous sort of life in my younger years were aggressive, I probably hadn't done it for 3 or 4 years. So then to get a coach that then echoed the sentiments of the England style, that I'd already then been, like say, not getting the runs that I wanted, but been doing it pretty much for a full summer to going into this county season, I think was a huge advantage for me to just allow myself to keep playing how that England mould wanted to play. And like I say, Ryan's mentality is very much, stereotypical, like Perth, laid back, yeah, we're going to whack them sort of Aussie. And, and it's funny how periods in your career, ebb and flow. And I feel like, under obviously Dizzy at Yorkshire, I probably played maybe not as aggressive as this year, but similar style. Because you're free to do so. So I think for me, probably came in at a perfect time to, like say, try and launch myself to being back into the mix, which ultimately over the next few years is still my ambition.
Have you had any contact with England? What sort of happens in the scenario that you've been in?
Yeah, I think so. I have had a phone call from Luke Wright. I think just explaining obviously some winter selections and the route they're going to go down. I think obviously without giving any sort of confidentiality away, I think that I'm still probably in the periphery and I'm still probably in England's thoughts. Maybe it might not be their immediate thoughts, which I think it's probably testament as well to how well Zach and Ben played. And I think they're two quality players, and I think the way they've played literally over the last 9 or 10 months has been brilliant. So there should be no reason why. But I think for me as a player, I think like you say, filling in that grey area sometimes can be quite frustrating and also distracting. So I think when you just get a clarity around a phone call and some clear messaging, I think it was certainly well received from my side.
Alex, it's been wonderful to watch you this season. Congratulations on the award from the Cricket Riders Club and the season that you've had, and let's hope that Durham can climb the heights of Division 1 as well next season as well.
Perfect. Thank you very much.